Wee! All aboard the Yandere train!
Ooh, that's hot! Glory to that kind.
Shades, you doing it for that revenue? Fun fact, there's no revenue to be had on YouTube. Not making a dime! That being said, I've been trying to avoid this this drama for years, and I say years, and it really fucking irritates me that it's been going on for years. But the whole YandereDev thing, you know, and first of all, because I know Alex is going to be watching it. Hi Alex, how's it going? I'm going to try to be as critical as I possibly can, but there was one particular moment that really fucking pissed me off that made me want to turn on the camera. And as you can tell, I'm a fucking weeb. If you don't know who I am, I'm Shades, I'm a fucking weeb. I love my fucking titty games. Obviously, a lot of the videos that you're seeing around are about the latest drama, and you know how he put up a thing saying, oh, I'll release it when it's ready. He did a Duke Nukem Forever on the motherfucker, and then he turned off all the comments and everything. We will get to that. But that also isn't the reason why I'm doing this video. To me, and I don't care whether it's someone you don't know, someone you do know, or a troll, or a fan, you never ever tell someone to fucking kill themselves. That pisses me off.
Like, as long as somebody is in your party. You're a fucking retard, sold out. Go fucking kill yourself, dumb shit. You're a fucking idiot. When you're playing a story game, you gotta pay attention to the story, dumb shit. Eat shit and die, fuckhead.
Well, you know, it wasn't a fan. It could have been a troll. I don't give a shit who it was. You don't tell somebody to kill themselves. It's fucking disgusting, and that's what makes you a disgusting human being. Time and time again, you seem to make mistakes, and people catalog them, which you also hate. And you then talk about how much you hate that, and then they catalog that. What you could do is you could just shut your mouth and finish the game. I'm going to read out a lot of the drama that's happened for the YandereDev stuff. I'm also going to talk about some of the stuff that I won't be covering in big detail tonight. The reason why I'm going to list this stuff off is because I want you guys to understand that I haven't missed this stuff. Obviously, YandereDev's going to take this out of context as if I'm using it to sort of pin the conversation together as sort of a propaganda thing. I'm really doing it for my own educational purpose of, I fucking know about the information. It's everywhere. Obviously, these allegations of minors being mean to people, being a crybaby, having bizarre fetishes on killing his parents. This conversation he had with the director of Skullgirls. And just take a moment to really read into somebody that is literally having a hissy fit over the fact that nobody likes my game, I don't want to change anything, I want to keep it the way it is. So the first thing we're going to go into is how long does it take to make a video game video?
How long does it take to make a video game? The answer is, it depends on a large number of different factors, such as the genre, the budget, the size of the team, the complexity of the game, whether it's an original game or an imitation, and a bunch of other factors that you probably wouldn't have considered.
And I'm going to start with this, and then we're going to kind of go into everything, and then we're going to go into the apology at the end of the video. So, during the video, he compares his game to stuff like Cuphead and Stardew Valley in terms of production. He says that, you know, we didn't see any footage from this year, but then we heard about stuff in this year, and then we got to play it in this year.
Here's a list of indie games and how long they were in development for. You'll notice that development time directly corresponds to the complexity of the game. You might be surprised to hear that it can take 5 years to develop a video game. That's because games are usually announced a few years after they have been in development. Nintendo began developing Breath of the Wild in 2012. They didn't announce the project until 2014. They didn't show us any gameplay until 2016, and we didn't get to play it until 2017.
Here's the thing though, his game has been in development for so fucking long that we've not only seen the trailer, we've also played the game, and we're still not here yet. So all of this timeline that he's marked out in this video is fucking pointless.
God of War was in development since 2013, but it wasn't announced until 2016, and we didn't get to play it until 2018.
Well, this is how a video game works, guys. I've announced the game, then you get to see a bit of the game, and then you get to play the game. We've already played the motherfucking game. We've already seen trailers. We've seen fucking God knows how many videos on the fucking game. But when he compares it to, like, Cuphead and shit, that really fucking pisses me off. It's hand-drawn fucking animation, dude. 90%, if not 99% of what you have in the game isn't fucking yours.
It depends on a large number of different factors, such as the genre.
What type of genre this should be, and he says that it's between like a Persona and a Hitman game. It's a fucking ecchi game, dude. It's schoolgirls in Japan walking around the school. It's a fetish game. This game is a fetish for you. It's a fucking ecchi game.
The budget.
So, a lot of people have already said this sort of stuff before. So, this was a particular post that he did. In 2016, 7 different volunteers asked to be compensated. Volunteers asked to be compensated, and that really pisses me the fuck off too. He wants to basically get away with spending as little fucking money as possible. The volunteers asked. He didn't offer. He didn't, out of the courtesies of his heart, as a video game developer, to be like, hey, I just want to let you know, I've got some art for my video game. It's called Yandere Simulator. I got some textures I need doing and some character models. What are your rates? Instead, he said, I'm looking for volunteers. $100 for 3D models. Models. $100 3D models. I like to think it was a park bench. What I do like as well, he doesn't list anyone else that he actually fucking hired. He just gets volunteers. He's a volunteer. He don't want to spend a cent. But if you ask him for money, he's probably going to have to fucking be like, twist that up, motherfucker. I'm going to have to give you a couple coins. If we subtract 1,862 from 17,500, and then we add the $7,225.30 from last year, our current surplus is $22,863.30. So we've got all that money that we can put towards the game's development. He says game's development because, you know, using these big words of, you know, saying that, you know, I've paid these volunteers and the game's development. What does the game's development mean? Game's development means not just him. When you say game's development, it means other people that are actually working on the game. It's development. It could mean assets that he could buy from somewhere. It could mean sound effects and voiceovers and stuff. But he's very fucking vague. I hate this shit too. He says, we intended to go towards $500 a month for volunteers, but that type of volunteer doesn't exist. It's because it's too fucking cheap and you need to hire somebody, you fuckhead!
In order to raise the money necessary to hire professionals, I plan to launch a crowdfunding campaign using a service such as Kickstarter. I know that a lot of people have been disappointed by crowdfunded games and believe that crowdfunding is a scam. I don't want to be interpreted as a scam artist, so I've decided that I should not launch a Kickstarter campaign until Yandere Simulator is as far into development as it can possibly go without a budget.
These people have all come out and said that they didn't get paid, they got treated like shit. So there is a problem somewhere. I mean, we know who the problem is. Hire people, you fucking nork.
The size of the team.
Hire people, you fucking nork.
The complexity of the game.
He adds all these extra Easter eggs and stuff because I guess he's trying to appease the fans. And you're already appeasing the fans by showing them the fucking game. You don't need to add all this extra shit, okay? You don't need... Just finish the thing you started. And by adding in more things as you go, it's becoming increasingly harder to even see what the original product was. I get what you're trying to do. You're trying to make this game and go, oh, I've got this idea now, so I'm going to add this on here and this on there and this on there. And then it's become lost. What was now a simple project is just filled with fuck.
Whether it's an original game or an imitation. So other circumstances that can cause a game's development to slow down.
It's just complications. That could be anything. It could be like, you know, you didn't pay the power bill or some shit. You know, you've got the money for it, but say you didn't pay the power bill. You don't have the power, you can't use your fucking computer, man. Those kind of complications. I mean, you gotta go into more specifics of what you mean by complications, but I can kind of understand where he's coming from. He's basically saying that, like, there are things in life that will get out of the way. Loss, fatigue, a bombing depression. He says, you know, he gets depressed because people are ragging on him. Maybe if you hired the people that you pissed off, those volunteers, then they wouldn't be making you feel like shit. And again, I know you're going to try to flick this back around on me, motherfucker. I do have fucking depression. I've got fucking medication, motherfucker. So don't fucking come to me and say that, oh, you don't know my depression. Nobody knows anyone's depression. Everybody's depression's different.
If a group of weird people on the internet decide that they feel completely justified in treating you like garbage, and you're subjected to abusive treatment on a daily basis for multiple years, you'll become depressed. You're a fucking retard, sold out. Go fucking kill yourself, dumb shit. You're a fucking idiot. When you're playing a story game, you gotta pay attention to the story, dumb shit.
Half of this shit that I read, and the stuff that you've put out publicly, you do this to yourself. There is nobody but you to blame. And then when anyone else brings it up, you're like, oh man, nah, them bringing it up, they're assassinating my character. It's already out there in the public, man.
Eventually, your comment sections will be dominated by people who want to hurl insults at you and spew ridiculous misinformation that isn't anywhere close to being true. Maybe a handful of people will behave with dignity and respect, but an overwhelming number of people will be cruel and abusive, and you'll shut it all off so that you don't lose even more motivation or become even more depressed than you already are. When it's ready.
Don't then tell them when it's ready, and then turn the comments off. That's like saying, no you, comments off. Nobody can respond to you. No wonder your shit got kicked in. Let's talk about Asana, the March progress video.
After I released a video talking about how many hours I spend working on the game, I received hundreds of supportive messages urging me to work shorter hours and take better care of myself. I've decided to take the advice that I've been given. I'm still going to work on Yandere Simulator 7 days a week, but I'm reducing my work schedule to about 10 hours per day. I'm still going to limit myself to only taking 1 day off per month until I'm satisfied with the speed of Yandere Simulator's development.
You're creating a false illusion of an actual schedule. I mean, he could have a form of schedule, but what he's trying to do is he's trying to show you that he has no time. Everyone has time at some point in their day or their night. He has no time. And yeah, there's also that meme of him, you know, streaming, right? He streams what? He was streaming what? Once a day, 3 or 4 hours a day. Yeah, I stream maybe what? Twice a week, okay? I stream for maybe about 3 hours, 2 times a week. He streams 3 hours each day. If he did cut out a lot of that streaming, he would then probably actually kill the meme. The meme of the fact that people think that you aren't working. He doesn't want to do that though, because this is his me time. But he wants it to be public me time. He wants it to be interactive.
You're a fucking retard, sold out. Go fucking kill yourself, dumb shit.
He created this character Midori, and the Midori character is basically a meme in itself of you, the fans of the people who like Yandere Simulator.
YandereDev! So, just saw your latest video, and I came up with an idea, and I wanted to suggest it to you. And I also wanted to ask a few questions about...
Shut up.
So whenever he feels really fucking pissed off, but doesn't want to directly say it to the camera, he would rather than show Midori saying what he assumes is what the majority of people are saying. Not all the people, but majority of people are saying a stupid question.
Hey Dev, YandereDev, why don't you just...
Stop. I know what you're going to say.
One of the reasons he doesn't state is it's you, right? Midori is the reason that the game isn't out, because you're asking stupid questions. Don't send him emails. He doesn't want you to send emails. He loves fan mail, right? But what I hate, right, is he says he spends a fuck ton of time answering emails that he gets. And he goes, maybe if you guys didn't send stupid emails, then maybe I'd have more time to develop the game. I spent 8 hours or whatever trying to answer these emails.
This is the appropriate time to make a video about the biggest obstacle that I am facing. If this one obstacle could be removed, I would have much more time to work on the game. I receive an avalanche of emails every single day. Depending on how much email I get, sometimes I spend between 8 and 12 hours going through my email, leaving me with no time left in the day to write code for the game. I'm reducing my work schedule to about 10 hours per day.
So he's basically saying, shut the fuck up, let me work. Don't talk to me unless you're gonna praise me, motherfucker. If you're gonna ask me something, don't, because I'm smart enough. I already know your question.
When you send me a stupid email, you are actively sabotaging the game's development.
He needs somebody to speak in public for him, because everything he fucking says is like it's shooting himself. He needs somebody to be a fucking PA for him. So then that way he can... This is what he needs. So then that way, whenever he feels like saying something dumb, he can just go to that person and be like, hey, I want to say something about this game. Do you reckon it's right? No? Oh, do you reckon that will ruin the reputation of the game? So I shouldn't... Alright, don't write that up there then. Thanks. That's where you can put some of your money.
In addition, there's also one other problem. When Yandere Simulator was a small project with just a few scripts, compiling the code took less than a second. Now, Yandere Simulator has over 300 scripts, and it takes 30 seconds to compile the code every time I want to make any change, no matter how small. It also takes 30 seconds to launch the game every time I want to test something. In short, it now takes a grand total of 60 seconds to check any change I have made to the game's code, when it originally took less than a second. If I want to make 60 changes to the game in a single day, then 1 hour of my day will be spent just sitting there waiting for the code to compile.
It's 30 seconds of your fucking life to check a tree, man. I think you've got more things to worry about.
So let's see what happens if I were to say grow. April Fools. Oh wait, this is like in the game now. So this is probably more like a pissed off knee-jerk reaction, I'm gonna say. Probably. And it will go away, because how in the hell are mods hurting anybody? So you complain about emails all the time in YandereDev, and you can fuck right off if you think that people shouldn't be able to mod your game.
The other thing too with his fans, don't mod his game, motherfucker, because you mod his game, you're just setting it back. Because then he's like, oh, there's a bug, I don't want people mod. You can mod any other game in the world, don't mod his game, because he'll basically give you a fuck you. And he took the time to code something into the game to make sure that you can't mod the game. It's fucking crazy. Stolen assets before it used them in the game. And he says too that he hasn't stolen these assets. You know, he's just used them as placeholders. But the thing is too, you should still credit Credit where credit is due, my friend. And also, you're still technically charging people with Patreon for the game. Like, they're paying you to get shit to put in the game. You shouldn't have to have these stolen assets in the game. One of the things that really pissed me off was this whole attacking Twitch thing. His game got blocked and he didn't understand why. He makes a video stating his problem and how much it upsets the fact that he can't stream it. He can't stream the editing process. He also can't, like, people that want to play it can't stream it. So he then uses reverse psychology by saying, here's the things we can't do.
Twitch TV can screw you over, and there's nothing you can do about it. What possible solutions are there? Number 1. Maybe if hundreds of thousands of people simultaneously email Twitch's support team and demand an explanation for why Yandere Simulator is banned, Twitch will finally respond to me in order to stop the avalanche of emails. However, I don't think that this is the right solution. If I asked my 1.2 million YouTube subscribers to email Twitch on my behalf, Twitch may perceive this as an attack.
One of the things he says, I don't want you guys to email people of Twitch. And so the people email Twitch. His fans email Twitch. It's like, it's reverse psychology on attack.
Good news. Twitch finally responded to me.
The Tinybuild spat is something that only recently come out in the whole apology thing. It comes down to the code. It comes down to the fact he didn't like the way the guy was doing the code. This guy is from a professional company. From Tinybuild, was willing to invest advertising, time, money into the project. Money that they already had money, but start, you know, into the project. He then chucks another hissy fit. The fan game dispute email thing, this epic meal dev thing, he doesn't want to talk about it anymore. To give you guys a thing on this, so Epic Meal Dev is a fan of Yandere Simulator. He wanted to make his own game. So what he did was he took what was made of Yandere Simulator and he improved on it, made the graphics look a lot better. He obviously improved a lot on the code and did what he wanted to do. And it started picking up steam and started picking up a lot of followers. And this email, particularly, he'd spoken to YandereDev until he receives this email, in which then I had messaged Epic Meal Dev, which he then confirmed, and then we get a chat log from YandereDev's server, which kind of all syncs up to say, well, I emailed the guy, and I wasn't really too happy about him using my assets. And then Epic Meal Dev then retracts that to say that it wasn't. It's very weird how quick he retracted his statement, telling him not to use his they're his assets. Bought them off the Unity store, motherfucker. They're not your assets. And by the way, can we talk about those assets? Can we talk about them? You need to replace those assets because the store-bought assets, they're pissing me off. I'm seeing them everywhere now. You've taken that long with the game, okay? That the other Yandere Sims, especially on mobile phone, they're everywhere. Your character is everywhere. These Unity pack characters are everywhere. The image is ruined of this character, yet you're selling merch on it. The character is ruined. You need to find a new look for her. They're not your models, motherfucker. You only paid for the license. And if they are free, or you got them for free, or you acquired them for free, other people are allowed to use them. So the Azzman Drama. Azzman is a YouTuber, really cool dude, with Yandere Simulator. There was a lot of bugs in the game. And he expressed these in a lot of videos. The thing is, though, that YandereDev felt like he had control over Azzman to the point where there were flags being put up on Azzman's channel.
Back in January 2015 is when I first discovered Yandere Simulator. My next interaction was in June 2016. June 2016, I made the Yandere Roulette video, and in that video, the character YandereDev got arrested. So I thought it'd be pretty fun to call the video YandereDev is Arrested. And to go along with that title, I made an image. I'll show you on the screen right now. I've actually got it. An image of a random person with a mugshot, his face pixeled out. And YandereDev reported that as misrepresenting video. So I got a strike. My video got deleted. I contested that strike, tried to get that strike removed, but YouTube upheld their initial ruling, and that video was deleted.
So public knowledge of particular rivals in the game, Azzman decides to report on those.
In September 2016, when everyone was speculating about the rivals, so the rivals were being released, and I thought I was kind of late to the party. I was like, hey, everyone's speculating what the rivals are. There's all this information on the internet. I searched on the wiki. I don't know if it was the official Wikipedia. I just used Google and I searched, and I found this Wikipedia page with all the rivals and speculation and images and stuff, you know, fan art, leaked images, etc. I was like, oh, okay, this would be pretty cool. I'll make a video of all the information that's floating around out there, speculation, some of it may be true, some of it may be not, and I'll kind of get on the rivals bandwagon before the rivals are released. So I did this. I compiled all this information. I made a video called Leaked Rivals Yandere Simulator number 158. So that was my 158th video. Wow. I got a really angry comment from YandereDev in that video. I wonder if the comment's still there. Yeah, you showed spoilers and revealed information that was meant to remain confidential. None of the information was meant to be public. A YouTuber with over 500,000 subscribers exposing all that information was pretty much the biggest disaster that possibly could have happened. You know, all the information was out there. I just compiled it. Everyone was speculating. I compiled it.
YandereDev then decides to stomp his foot like a big baby, saying, you have ruined the surprise. If somebody spoils something, like Game Explain, ooh, game theory, goes and makes a video. You know, see Scott Coffin commenting on a video of Five Nights at Freddy's, and he's like, Matt Pat, you fuck, you spoilt the law. Again, he loves to say his opinion. He wants his word to be the final say. He loves that. It just fucking, it just fucking gets the titties going. He loves it.
My final interaction was January 16th, 2017. So someone emailed me and said, hey, the Yandere Simulator website has been hacked, and they've been putting information up there, etc., and they found all this information, and there was all this speculation and stuff going on about Yandere Simulator's development and problems with the core programming of the game and concerns, and as well as personal stuff regarding YandereDev's past, which I don't think was really relevant. These concerns about the development of Yandere Simulator and the core programming, I thought, hey, there's some relevant information here, and I'd like to share it with my viewers, because a lot of my viewers and fans were Yandere Simulator fans. And I even emailed YandereDev before I published it. I gave him a warning. I said, hey, I'm going to be publishing this video about this hacking of the Yandere Simulator website. I'm going to be sharing concerns that other people have about the game's development, etc. You're welcome to come and comment on the video with your rebuttal or explanation of things that I say in the video, and I'll pin that comment up the top for you. So I tried to be very fair, and he said, I don't. He seemed upset about it, but you know, it's not like I was asking permission, because I shouldn't need permission to publish a video like that. It is public knowledge. It is an information piece, and it wasn't, you know, it wasn't breaching anything, and I wasn't attacking him. So I was warning him. I wasn't asking his permission. So I published the video, and when I published the video, man, he got angry at me. He emailed me and said that was absolutely the worst thing you could possibly do, blah, 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 blah. He flagged the video. He reported the video to YouTube as breaching personal information, and he tried to get that video removed and tried to give me a strike. Fortunately, YouTube's rationality and common sense prevailed, and they saw the video and they said, hey, you know, this isn't breaching anyone's right. It is fair, and the video remains.
It's his channel. I hate when people come in and they false flag people. He was doing an informative video on information that was made public. So now we're going to go into the apology of the first video. How long does it take to make a video game? What's been going on the past few days? He starts it with, when I was younger, in my late teens and early 20s, I wrote a lot of whiny posts and feeling lonely, have no self-confidence and worrying. See, here's the thing too. He doesn't like it when people bring up his past. Yet he does this in the first paragraph of his fucking apology video. I made it clear that I wasn't going to talk about it in specific detail because there's a lot of it, and a lot of it's quite disturbing. He takes his first paragraph, and he basically says, yeah, I've done some, he's basically just signal blasting all this information. In 2013, I realized that I had acquired the skills necessary independently develop video games, so I left my job to become an indie dev. Around 2014, I pitched the idea for Yandere Sim on 4chan. Everyone who posted it loved it, but eventually people realized that YandereDev was actually that cringy guy from 2009. Again, he's still going on about all that stuff. The thing is, too, is that he focuses a lot on this past stuff, but he doesn't focus on the fact of why everyone really got mad, right? He's using these first few to try and expel all the other stuff that I've left that in the past. And some other videos on the internet have done the same as well. They've gone, well, look, we're not going to talk about the past guy. Let's talk about the now guy. And if you are a now guy, right, you're in the now, maybe you shouldn't be a dick. If the focus of the thread stopped being about my current project, started being about my former self, again, this is information we want to know about the Tinybuild shit. So this whole first page is a fucking, I love this. I'm a human being with emotions. I'm frequently put into very unpleasant and stressful situations. Sometimes my judgment is clouded by frustration and anger. I like to think he tries to apply that into every single thing he's ever done. Every insult that he's ever flung at somebody. And he says, hey, look, at the end of the day, I'm frequently put in unpleasant and stressful situations. Sometimes my judgment is clouded by frustration and anger. Sorry I told you to kill yourself. Or sorry that I said that you sounded like a handicapped kid. You're a fan, right? The other thing, too, is he makes it seem like this is like a war effort. It wouldn't be a big deal if weirdos wanted to gossip about me quietly in the little corner of the internet. He's calling us weird. I don't know why he needs to do that. But instead, they sought to colonize as many sites as possible. They created blogs about me, Tumblr, Reddit, videos about me on YouTube. They're taking over the land! We need to send the troops in! Then goes on to basically say that the anti-YandereDev crowd, he's now giving them a name now. He literally is like DSP. He's giving these detractors, he's giving them a name now. Once you give them a name, you have to keep it! Have you not owned a puppy before? He says the Yandere Sim fan base to see none of this nonsense, so he started deleting abusive comments. He also has lied about this. He did it on an Azzman video. What is this? What is this particular bit? It's simple. You do it in two parts. You apologize for being an asshole. You apologize for being a dick. You apologize for not being clear. Okay? You give clear, concise, one-sentence explanations as to why the game's not done, make everyone happy. But no, you've got to write this whole melodramatic fucking novel. The whole thing's about detractors, by the way, because he used a small portion to make it seem like the detractors kind of just fed on, just started sucking on this information of, oh, he turned off the comments. Wasn't what it's about. He turned off the comments because he knew that people were going to be like, oh, when it's done. You gotta be kidding me. When it's done. Well, that's not a... I've been giving this guy money for ages. I kind of want a little bit... I want a little bit more, I want him to be clear. Oh, I can't comment. Well, I guess I'll have to Google to find somewhere... Oh, he has information about him. And that's how the cycle begins. Again, the whole thing was about the video and about him saying, look, these are all the things that I have problems with. If you look at that list, there's a lot of it about actual technical aspects and just a little bit about his own personal life. Yet he takes this entire post to talk... It's just a pity post, man. He's a madman. He's an actual madman. Who... Just be clear. Dot point it. Asana's not finished because I'm not entirely too sure how to code her I have a lot of information. I've got to put this stuff into the game. I was really busy this week. I didn't get enough sleep. I ate a cheese sangy, and I had the farts, and I couldn't sleep. Also, my power went out, couldn't pay the bill. Then I paid the bill because I got a lot of money. So I paid that bill, right? Also, the reason why the game's not finished, I'll be honest with you, I'm one guy. I'm one guy, guys. But, you know, I will hire some people. Not volunteers, mind you. I will hire some people. Sorry about all that. Sorry about all the drama. And, I hope you forgive me. That is... It's pretty easy, huh? Here's the conclusion to my video. I like to think it was a little bit constructive. It was probably all over the place. Again, a lot of people have wanted me to talk about it. I've wanted to talk about it on and off for a while. And my honest thoughts on it are that it is a train that is out of control. Whenever he does something bad, he would rather you forget about it. But if you bring it up, you're a detractor. At the end of the day, you feel like you're one man climbing this mountain all by yourself when there's a whole pile of fans down there trying to help you, but you're kicking rocks back in their face. He treats other humans like shit and expects to get away with it. I'm Shades, and remember, get what you pay for. Good night. Fucking hell. God, YandereDev, man. Woo! Oh!
He actually bought his characters from the Unity store asset. So he bought this Aoi character pack, and he just rips all the characters straight from it. He even rips some of the animations from it. He's even made a character that represents this part of the fan base. That character is Midori. And if you actually watch his videos, you can see numerous times where he talks down to her, just shits on her, and even has Yandere-chan, his OC, brutally murder her. This is what he thinks of his fans.
One of these vlogs was critiquing the idea of the Yakuza and how he was detouring from the main game's focus, and way too dark for a game about an anime trope. YandereDev said on Reddit that this person was attacking and harassing him, but the only proof he could give was the post critiquing the Yakuza. His younger fans, and intensely loyal ones, began attacking this girl, who was only 16 or 17, to the point where she had to leave Tumblr. When asked to maybe tell his fans that attacking this girl and bullying is not cool, YandereDev simply gave a robotic response by saying she was attacking his image, thus deserved it.
And one of the main points that stood out to me, it was very long, was that he is getting exceedingly tired and bored with developing Yandere Simulator.
Judging Cludroom before 100% finished, young, child, or mentally handicapped. Types, exclamation, as their username so they show up at top first. Young child or mentally handicapped, confirmed.
Here's a quote from the subreddit. There was really no reason for YandereDev to make the whole "Where's Osana" video. He's already addressed the fact that he isn't adding her in dozens of times now. If someone still didn't realize that Osana isn't his priority by then they really don't care at all. If anything, it just shows that YandereDev really likes to get distracted with making videos. The problem is his pride. If he could just learn to swallow it up and take a good long look at himself, we really wouldn't be having this discussion in the first place.